All right, good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. I was just sitting on there on YouTube watching Diggaz break the traders. He's got a few boxes to get through, much more than we're doing. So I hope everyone's well. Wednesday night. For those who normally see me break a little bit earlier in the evening and having to wait to this later time slot, I appreciate it. For those who prefer the later time slot, here we are on the late night show. Had to do some running around for my son this afternoon and tonight, so here we are, 8:45. Just making sure everything goes according to plan. It looks like technology's on our side. Touch wood. I didn't see any trades in the feed on Facebook before the break. So if there was any, I'll fix them up. I'll check that after the break and fix them up before we do the pack out. But this is AFL Break 43. 3 boxes, 40 stars, and 5 starter packs. So I hope everyone's ready to go. The teams are on the screen. Hopefully they're correct. I have once before or twice before not put the right teams up, but I think it's all set to go. And without further ado, I am going to get ripping. All right, let's start with the starter packs. So it's good breaking this for the first time on Sunday night. I think we ripped. Some nice cards coming up. So I'm going to rip all of these packs out of these because, as I always say, they make a mess. Doesn't want to come. All right. Make sure we're not destroying everything. How is everyone? Who here plays soccer and is out starting soccer training or anything like that? Got my boy into his first season. He hasn't wanted to play before, but decided this year his mates were doing it, so he wanted to do it. So I said, well, let's get it done. So he's a bit of a late starter to playing soccer, 7 years old, but we'll see how he goes. He tried on his kit tonight and he got a bit excited, so that's good to see. Nathan, good evening. Terry, go Freo. We'll see how many boxes you stick with us tonight. Let me just say I'm mixing that up again, aren't I? Because it's Terry who's in the break, and the other Terry who was on the feed the other night. I'm gonna keep remembering that, so I don't keep messing you two up. But let's rip straight into the starter packs. And we're off. Alright. Now I gotta remember how this went the other night. Ed Richards for Western Bulldogs on the holographic, and there's a stack of them, so we'll put them over there. And our first acetate tonight, Stephen May for Melbourne. And like I did the other night, I'm going to sleeve the acetates because they are sensitive. And I don't want any getting scratched up. So the first flame burst tonight, Jake Stringer for Essendon. Look at that. That's nice. Good stuff. We'll put that there because the camos come out a fair bit. Probably one. Dan Houston, 1 box, you reckon, for Port Adelaide. And first game breakers for tonight, Max Gawn for Melbourne. Yeah. Flipped it the wrong way. Trying to be clever. Alright, that stack's going to annoy me. Liam Jones, Carlton. And our first camo burst is Will Setterfield for Carlton. All right. So Diggaz is on the other channel, or on the YouTube channel as well. I think he's doing a case. Hunter Clark for St Kilda. And it's an Essendon acetate for Michael Hurley. And he's ripping a case, so I think he was about 45 minutes into it. There's a good chance we can be one and done. Harry Cunningham on the flame for Sydney. We could be all finished on our boxes before he even finishes. But we'll see. See if I get a bit of a rhythm going. All right. Tom Jonas for Port Adelaide. And another acetate for St Kilda. It's Max King. So, feast of acetates in the starter packs to begin with. And Darcy Moore, Collingwood, and a bang, David Zarakis for Essendon. Here we go. We picked up one of these out of the starter packs the other night too. 187 of 210. Who's got Essendon? Harley. Congrats. Picking up one of them. Bad start. Alrighty. And we are off with a bang. Wayne Malera for the Crows, followed by a Game Breakers for the Crows as well. Well, this one's Rory Laird. Oh, you are not kidding, Nathan. Those jigsaw pieces, mate. The Flame Burst for Dan Houston, Port Adelaide. Those jigsaw pieces for me ended up being... I put them in packs. When I pack the cards out, I put them in the top to protect the cards. And Nick Blake for the Swans. Excuse me on the voice. And Matt Gillespie for Essendon on the camo. Yeah, those puzzle pieces can stay on. Jaden Short, Richmond. And the camo is Luke Parker for the Swans. Hey, Harley. Well, I picked up the flame. Let's have a look at that. Mitch McGovern, Carlton. How much is that worth? The David Zarakis bang. I don't know. I've seen some bangs go for... I think I've seen some go as low as 30 and some as high as 80. But I don't think I've seen any of the big players yet. So maybe someone else on the stream knows what's going on with them. Tom Liberatore for the Western Bulldogs. And Brian Myers for Geelong. Yeah. Yeah, so if anyone's able to look up what they're seeing. Hey, come on. Ish. Pack didn't want to open. Jack Lonnie for St Kilda. And wait a second. Okay. So we've got the holographic and we've got the AFLW behind it. That's not something I've seen. Nearly all of the, well, every single pack I've opened so far has the holo followed by another parallel. Well, all right. That's all right. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't something I didn't know. No numbering. I'm going to put that one off to the side. I'll check it after the break. Finally got West Coast. Melbourne teams go for 50 plus. There you go. Thanks, Nathan. Okay. Jared Berry for Brisbane. And our $10,000 comp card. price will drop. Okay. Yeah, everyone is trying to chase their sets and stuff. Gets in early. Gets them quick. And James Rowbottom, the Swans. And a camo of Blake Hardwick for the Hawks. I actually think now I'm going to watch the video. I think that pack might have been missing a card. Mitch Duncan for the Cats on the Flame. No insert. Okay. Just don't want anyone to think we're mucking about with the packs here. Callum Wilkie, St Kilda. And Harry Perryman for the Giants on the acetate. A little bit of card dust on there. Oi, come on. I don't want to bust any corners. Holographic. Dylan Grimes, Richmond. And Game Breakers of Tony Rockcliffe, Port Adelaide. Alright, that's our starters out the way. I'm going to put that W card back in that stack. Let's get into the boxes. These out. Empty. And we're off. Good luck. Holographic of Luke McDonald for North Melbourne. And a Game Breakers of Devon Smith for Essendon. Stephen Motlop, Port Adelaide, and Game Breakers of Christian Petracca for Melbourne. Jonathan Selgar for the Hawks. And behind that, Milestones. 200 games, Port Adelaide for Tom Rockcliffe. The gold Milestones. Nothing Freo, nothing major for Freo yet, mate. Probably not any cards. Oscar Allen for the Eagles. And a Cats acetate for Tom Stewart. And Jack Lucases for the Suns. Don't know that I've heard that name. And Dane Zorko for the Brisbane Lions on the camo. Jed Anderson, North Melbourne. And Ed Langdon for Melbourne on the camo. Matt DeBuer for the Giants. And Milestones, another gold, 200 games for Cale Hooker, Essendon. Jamie Cripps for the Eagles and 10,000. Brandon Parfitt for the Cats. And Mitch McGovern, Carlton. This one is Harry Cunningham for the Swans. And Isaac Ranke for the Suns. Chase Jones for Adelaide. And Callan Ward for the Giants for the camo. Camden McIntosh for Richmond. And Jonathan Patton for the Hawks. Mitch Robertson for the Brisbane Lions, and Game Breakers for the Suns. It's Took Miller. Harry McKay, Carlton. And another Game Breakers, Richmond. It's Trent Cotchin. Kyle Langford, Essendon. And Charlie Ballard for the Suns on the camo. Callum Brown for Collingwood, and Milestones, 100 games, bronze for Sam Gray of the Swans. Jason Castana for Richmond. And James Cecily for the Hawks on the acetate. This box is a little bit dry. Looking for something to heat up. Jake Melksham for Melbourne. Rory Laird for the Crows, camo. Will Hayward for the Swans, and camo. Mitch Duncan for Geelong. Wait a second. And James Aish for the Dockers. Game Breakers for the Dockers, Adam Serra. Brett Daniels for the Giants. Disneyland for some lucky bugger. This time it'll be cash. Lockie Henderson for the Cats. And Game Breakers for Andrew Gaff for West Coast. Shane McAdam for the Crows. And another Crows Game Breakers, Rory Laird. This box is quiet. Travis Collier for the Dockers. And Lewis Jetta for the West Coast. Darcy Gardner, Brisbane. Whew. 10,000. Todd Marshall, Port Adelaide, and acetate for the Brisbane Lions. It's Charlie Cameron. Tom Williamson, Carlton, and Taron Thomas, North Melbourne, camo. Making me wait. This box is making me wait. James Cousins for the Hawks, and Bradley Hill for St Kilda. Irving Mosquito, and for Essendon, followed by Nick Valstoon for Richmond. Jeremy Howe, Collingwood, and Jack Bowles, Gold Coast, picking up the next hit with a bang. And we have number 115 of 210. And there it is. Or at least one of them. I'm happy to see more. Who's got Gold Coast? Brett Roberts. Congrats, Brett. I think this will be a good set. I mean, I've never been big on like the cartoony graphics and things, but I like how they've done this. It'll be a good set. Hayden Crozier for Western Bulldogs, and Christian Salem, Melbourne. Isaac Ranke for the Suns, and Game Breakers for Carlton, Sam Walsh. Sam Wideman, Melbourne, and Game Breakers for the Cats, Brandon Parfait. Dougal Howard for St Kilda, and bronze milestones for the Cats. It's Jed Buse, 100 games. I do like the milestones this season, although it reminds me of like the gold record, like one of their trophies or something that I've seen somewhere before. Platinum records. Alec Keith for the Western Bulldogs, and Lewis Jetta on the Lightning for the Eagles. There we go. There you go, Harley. Picking up another one. Number 88. Nice pickup. Nice pickup indeed. I'd be interested, Nathan, if you've got any info on what they're going for. Wow, it looks a bit like a rainbow up there with that light bouncing off it. It's kind of cool. And Nick Cofield, St Kilda, and Carlton picking up the acetate with William Setterfield. Or Will Setterfield. And that finishes box number 1. Clear some of this stuff out the way. Alrighty, box number 2. And we're off. Good luck. Tom McDonald, Melbourne. And Lachlan Murphy for Adelaide. Brett Bewley for the Dockers, Port Adelaide. And Jack Billings, Game Breakers for St Kilda. Tom Scully for the Hawks. And Milestones, Bronze, Sam Doherty for Carlton. I wonder what that'll be like longer term though. I wonder if it'll come back around. It's interesting. I must say, I kind of personal preference. I like the flame background more than the lightning one. But the flame makes it the starter packs worthwhile chasing, I guess. Darcy McPherson, the Suns. And Mitch Robinson, camo for Brisbane. You got to have something worth, I guess, that little chase in those starter packs. But we've hit bangs in those starter packs both times round. So Brad Shepherd for the Eagles and the Milestones, Sam Frost. I mean, it's not really a big sample to say you're going to get bangs, but that's 10 packs that we've opened, 10 starters that we've opened from a fresh case and hit 2 bangs. So I kind of like that. George Hewitt for the Swans. And Acetate. Matt Rowell. See if he gets some time on this field this season. See what the boy's made of. It's nice picking up. I think we pulled a couple of at least one of his rookie autos last year. Jaden Short for Richmond. And Tom Rockcliffe, Game Breakers, Port Adelaide. I wonder then if the bursts are worth picking up around that $30 mark. Nick Blakey for the Swans, even if they do come down a little bit. Blake Hardwick for the Hawks. Yeah, the marquees. They're going to be hard to find, man. Tom Green, I should say, for the Giants. And while we weren't paying attention, Brownlow predictor. Brandon Ellis for the Suns. There you go. Who has the Suns tonight? Brett. Nice. Number 13. 140. Someone will want that for a master set, I presume. There we go. Top loader out of my way. That out the way. Commons out the way. Back into it. Case break of starter packs the other night. 120 starters. Come back to that in a sec. Izava Ratatoulia. That's a G though. Ratatoulia. And Luke Parker for the Swans on the Game Breaker. That is good odds. So you potentially got 3 to 4 hits per case. Is that what you're saying? 5, 1 in every 5, yeah. And there's 20 in a small case. Wayne Malera for Crows. Tom Liberatore, Game Breakers for the Bulldogs. Yeah, they are good odds for starters. Especially the Bangs. Alberta, that's pretty good. Thomas Berry, Brisbane. Cash for me, cash for you. Brandon Archie for the Eagles, and Mitch Duncan, Geelong, acetate. Will Setterfield for Carlton, and Trent Dumont for North Melbourne on the camo. Will Snelling, Essendon, Dylan Grimes, Richmond. Yeah, I don't reckon they'd hire me to do their Brownlow count. Darcy Moore, Collingwood. Whoop. And Cash. Thanks, Harley. I haven't really thought about collecting this season. Bailey Fritesh, Melbourne. And straight behind it, snuck up on me, Darcy Tucker, Freo Dockers. There we go. Who was saying, was it Terry saying no Dockers cards yet? Number 17. Dockers, let's see. Yeah, Terry. Nice one. There you go, Terry. If you're still with us after box 1. Decided to maybe take a nap like Terry Baker does. I put him to sleep. Congrats, Terry. Hayden Young for the Dockers, and Jed Anderson for North Melbourne. No relation. Shai Bolton, Richmond. And the acetate is for Tom Scully of the Hawks. There it is. I am asleep. Well, there you go. We pulled you a bang card, son. Yeah, I appreciate the offer, Harley. I'll give it some thought, and I'll hit you up if I'm going to. Tim O'Brien for the Hawks. I've currently got a big investment made in NBA at the moment. Jeremy McGovern for the Eagles. And I went a little deep there, so at the moment my son has this fascination with Pokemon, so we're trying to scrape some of them. Hard to find Pokemon around the place at the moment. Hugh Greenwood for the Suns. We've been picking him up and working on his collection. Callum Wilkie, St Kilda. Although it's not that hard. I mean, he's only 7. You can just say no, so... But yeah, trying to find stock in retail for him lately, it's not been easy. Kyron Hayden, North Melbourne. And Jaeger O'Meara, Game Breakers. I don't know how much more collecting in speech marks that my wife will let me do. Ben Patton, St Kilda. 150 games, milestone, silver for Jasper Pittard for North Melbourne. She's good. She puts up with my collecting. calls me a nerd. Puts up with me doing breaks for Diggaz every now and then. All in good fun. Bailey Dale, Western Bulldogs. And Brian Myers for the Cats on the camo. And I can see I've put hollow on the camo pile. No big deal. They're getting sleeved straight after the break anyway. Hunter Clark, St Kilda. And another acetate for Carlton. It's Mark Murphy. Trent McKenzie, Port Adelaide. Game breakers for the Giants. It's Jacob Hopper. A bit close. Getting a bit blurry. I always turn the autofocus off. And I always try and find a balance for the near and far view. Daniel Lloyd for Giants. That's always a compromise. Ooh, nice gold milestones. Matt DeBoer for the Giants, 200 games. Mark O'Connor for the Cats. And Levi Casbolt for Carlton. I am absolutely murdering some of these names tonight. But it's all a little bit of fun. Daniel Talia for the Crows and Adam Kennedy for the Giants. Brandon Starovich, best guess, Brisbane, and Brodie Grundy for Collingwood. State. Josh Bruce, Western Bulldogs, and Melbourne, Ed Langdon on the acetate. Made my stacks a little bit close together tonight. I think I'm going to start a new hollow stack here in a sec. Mitch McGovern for Carlton. And Lockie Neal, game breakers for Brisbane. I tried this one the other night. Anthony McDonald, Essendon, and Ben King for the Suns. It was funny because I was driving this afternoon. I thought to myself I should get online and figure out how to pronounce his name. And I didn't do it. And there it came. Chris Mayne, Collingwood. 250 games for Patrick Dangerfield on the Platinum milestones. Nice hit for the Geelong Cats. Tom Jonas, Port Adelaide, and acetate. It's Cam Arena, Brisbane Lions. Last pack, box 2. Todd Goldstein, North Melbourne, and a camo to finish. Luke Jackson for Melbourne. All right, box 2 done. So congrats to the Suns and Dockers for box 2. And home stretch, box 3. See what we can pull out of here. Good luck, everyone. See if we can find some more winners. Jack Lucasis for the Suns. Chad Wingard for the Hawks. Jed Anderson for North Melbourne and Sava Radatungala Tungalaya Geelong. I hope you're chuckling at home and not cringing, because I know what it's like when I would listen to breaks and they would mess up the names. Sometimes I'd laugh, sometimes I'd cringe. Travis Collier and Hayden Crozier for the Dogs. James Cousins for the Hawks. And Tom Ionis for Port Adelaide. Camden McIntosh for Richmond. And Luke Parker for the Swans. And I just put that in the commons pile. Put that back. This late night breaking got me all over the place. Will Hayward for the Swans. And Matt Galuffi for Essendon. Galuffi. Oh, it's upside down. Okay. Kyle Langford, Essendon. Tim Kelly for West Coast. Maybe it's just the way I opened that pack. Terry's definitely asleep by now. Brent Daniels, I should say, for the Giants. 10,000. Lockie Henderson for the Cats. Tim Kelly, Game Breakers for West Coast. Kellen Brown, Collingwood, and 150 milestone games. It's David Swallow for the Suns on the silver milestone. Shane McAdam for the Crows, and another one for the Crows behind it. Game Breakers, Matt Crouch. Come on. Todd Marshall, Port Adelaide. And the acetate is going to St Kilda for Max King. Darcy Gardner, Brisbane, 10,000. Harry McKay, Carlton, and Kane Lambert for Richmond Game Breakers. Tom Williamson, Carlton, and Joel Hamling for the Dockers. Irving Mosquito for Essendon. Tom Langdon for Collingwood. Jeremy Howe for Collingwood. Whoop. And Dylan Shiel for Essendon on the bang. So second Essendon bang tonight. And that's 178 of 210. Look out, Harley. It's the Harley show. Not leaving everything for anyone else, are you? Yeah, well, that'll fit up there. All right. Hayden Crozier for Western Bulldogs, and the Adelaide Crows acetate for Tom Doody. Alright, be like that. Really, really stuck. Mitch Robinson, Brisbane. And the Suns, Jared Witts. Game breakers. Sam Wideman, Melbourne. Joel Selwood. Harry Cunningham for the Swans, and Taron Thomas, North Melbourne, on the acetate. Jamie Cripps, West Coast, 10,000. Still, those cards just taking up space. Isaac Ranke for the Suns, and Carlton, Sam Doherty, game breakers. Chase Jones, Adelaide. Shai Bolton, Richmond, the camo. Nick Cofield, St Kilda for the holographic, and then Essendon with the acetate for Michael Hurley. Big gruffy beard. Alright, come on. Luke McDonald, North Melbourne. Game breakers. And it's Kyle Langford for Essendon. That pack's going to stay right there to the end now. Brandon Parfait for Geelong. Nick Larkey for North on the camo. Alex Keith, Western Bulldogs, and Jonathan Patton for the Hawks on the Lightning. Lightning burst. It's number 100 for the Hawks. I think Keza had the Hawks last break. Who's got the Hawks this break? Hawthorn is Geordie. Geordie was trying to trade, I believe. I don't like that top loader. It's got a bit of plastic in it. Get a fresh one. Here you go, Geordie. Number 100. Stephen Motlop, Port Adelaide, and Stephen May for Melbourne on Game Breakers. And everyone's gone off to bed. Left me here to look at the cards. Jason Castanar for Richmond, and Isaac Heaney for the Swans on the acetate. Matt DeBoer, Giants, and bronze. 100 milestone games for Christian Petracca for Melbourne. Jake Melksham, Melbourne. Max King, St Kilda, camo. Alrighty, drawing to a close here. James Aish for Freo, and the Game Breakers for Freo is Nat Fife. Waiting for a Freo marquee. You don't ask for much, do you, bud? Let me try this on this side because I just do not want to bust up corners. Jonathan Segler for the Hawks. 200 games for St Kilda. The gold is Jaron Geary. Boom, boom, boom. And Oscar Allen for the Eagles. It's going to be an acetate. And it's Josh Kennedy for West Coast. Alright, the pack that jumped away is going to finish us off. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Dougal Howard, St Kilda, and to finish us off, 150 games for Toby Green for the Giants. Milestone card finishes it off. Where is a marquee? I'd like to see one, as we all would. Oh, I'm going to drop that if I don't stack that well. Alright, quick wrap up. Thanks for everybody for joining the break. We've got Jonathan Patton. I think that was 100. There you go. Going to the Hawks. Dylan Shield for Essendon on the bang, 178. Darcy Tucker, Freo Dockers, number 17. Brownlow Predictor, Brandon Ellis, number 13. David Zarakis for Essendon on the bang, 187. Jack Bowes, Gold Coast, 115. And the Lewis Jetta for the Eagles on the Lightning, number 88. And that is AFL 43. 3 more boxes down and 5 more starter packs. So we're into it. And I'll get Diggaz to list another one. So hopefully you guys were happy with what we got. And I will get this mail out as soon as I can fit it in. Thanks everybody for joining. If you don't normally get into the West Coast, If you don't normally get into the AFL breaks, and you did, because I saw some chat about some people wanting just to check it out and see what it's all about, we do appreciate it. I hope you saw some nice cards, and maybe you'll be back. But to everybody that's normally in there, I appreciate it. We didn't see Mordo tonight, so that kept it clean, which is a good thing. And I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the week and keep an eye on the page for the next break. But for now, take it easy. Cheers.